Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Where the 99 Leads. I'm Andrew Joyce, your host, and Where the 99 Leads is a program brought to you by the University of Pikeville, and it originated from the original 99 steps that lead to the University of Pikeville campus, but more importantly, lead from campus back into the community, into the region, and into the world. We talk many different subjects surrounding the University of Pikeville during Where the 99 Leads: athletics, academics. We talk about the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, KIACOM, if you will. Many different degree programs, the Coleman College of Business, the Elliott College of Nursing, and today, one of the newest colleges at the University of Pikeville, the Kentucky College of Optometry. Approval has been given, and we're joined by Dr. Andrew Bazzelli, Vice President for Optometric Education and founding Dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry. Dr. Bazzelli, welcome to Where the 99 Leads.
Thank you, Andrew. I'm very happy to be here. This is indeed a privilege. It's an honor to serve the university. I did not know when I first came here if we could accomplish what we needed to accomplish.
Sure.
And here we are sitting talking about our preliminary approval, which we received just on Friday afternoon.
It's exciting times, and of course, we've seen the construction that's going on. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. There's been a process to go through before you could actively recruit students for the first class. We'll talk about that as well. But before we go there, let's talk about Dr. Andrew Bazzelli. Let's talk about your background, where you come from prior to arriving at the University of Pikeville.
Well, I've been very blessed in getting into a profession that affords you so much opportunity. Initially, I went to St. John's University in New York and then worked my way out to the Illinois College of Optometry. After I graduated at the Illinois College of Optometry, I went back to what was then a new school at the State University of New York, State College of Optometry. And in working in all of those little clinics out through Brooklyn, out through New York, being up at Convent Hospital, I had no idea that 25 years later,
Right.
we'd be doing the same thing in Pikeville that I was trained to do. And I was on faculty there for a while, and there I earned my master's degree in vision and child development.
Right.
I had 3 offices in New Jersey, and at that time I was serving in the Air Force, in the Air National Guard, and I was very fortunate to have been going through their leadership training schools.
Right.
Whenever you get another command in the Air Force, you don't get a command till you go to school for it.
Sure.
So it was the combination of my professional education, which was excellent, and the Air Force's training. I eventually was able to become the commander of the 105th Medical Hospital in Stewart at Newburgh, New York.
Right.
And then I went on to be the guard assistant to the Air Force Surgeon General. So that, I retired from the Air Force, was out of private practice, and I was asked to go down to Texas to look at a new school there. And I said, well, that's not happening because I'm retired, I'm done.
Right.
And they said, come, we need to talk to you because our school is very different because it's about access.
Sure.
And therein starts my preparation for the University of Pikeville. Because at that time, I knew no more about access than anyone else in optometry did.
Sure.
There, it was to provide to the Hispanic population education which they might not ever have thought about or been prepared for, plus in your areas in rural South Texas to provide the eye care for there. And again, thought that was my last stop and had no idea that it was just my preparation in getting ready to come here to provide access to Appalachia.
And you've come to Central Appalachia, the University of Pikeville, specifically to be the founding dean of the University of Pikeville, Kentucky College of Optometry. Let's talk about that. You've been in town now for over a year.
Uh-huh.
And it's been a process because we mentioned last Friday approval has been given. And you can now actively recruit students for the first class. Construction's already underway. Talk about the process of gaining accreditation.
Very specific, and really, Andrew, you're the first person to be talking about this process because the process changed when I was coming here.
Right.
We went from one set of standards, and the Accreditation Council on Optometric Education then said, no, we have to raise the bar. Optometrists, particularly here in Kentucky, are doing surgery today, doing laser surgery. We need to really drill down and make sure schools are ready.
Sure.
So I was faced with a brand new set of standards when I came here.
Right.
I was faced with no staff, no faculty to work with because you've got to get your dean now on first one of the new standards.
Right.
And so I met a bunch of wonderful people here in Pikeville who welcomed me and said, what can we do? And I gave them an impossible task. They're not optometrists. And I said, I need self-study. We need to get together. Finances, construction, student services, everything. This needs to be put together. And folks, you have to do it because I can't do it myself. And they did it. And I was so impressed by the work ethic. In fact, we've done this very rapidly. To give you an example, one of the schools who is going to get their site visit in December, very good school, Illinois, they started 2 years before us.
Right.
And here we are today. And so I can only, what resonates in my mind is what one of the board members said when I said, you know, a lot of people surprised, not only that we did this in Appalachia, but we did this in record time.
Sure.
And one of the board members said, that's just how we do it in the mountains. So I got a real lesson on what that means. We just do it differently in the mountains.
Yeah. Very determined. And once the mind is set on something, it gets accomplished.
Yes.
And that happens at the University of Pikeville. We're joined by Dr. Andrew Buzzelli, founding dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry. For those in the region, you've seen the construction that's going on with the hill at the University of Pikeville. A piece of the hill is now gone. Construction has begun. A lot of concrete has been poured, rock removed, a little dust, and dealing with those inconveniences. But the new medical building is underway. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But Dr. Buzzelli, you've referred to the Kentucky College of Optometry as the birthplace of rural optometry. Let's talk about how Central Appalachia is the ideal location for an optometry program and how that might compare to the program you had in Texas.
All right. In Texas was probably the most similar because we had access, but it was in rural areas of South Texas. But the school itself was in San Antonio. All the resources you need.
Sure.
Hospitals all over. We have all vision care doctors all over. You don't have that here. Here we have people who are underserved and in some cases completely unserved.
Right.
So how has the university stepped in to really affect this region? Well, just 3 months ago, the Center for Disease Control went out and looked at all the areas of severe vision loss across America.
Right.
Due to secondary factors. If you have hypertension, if you have diabetes, you have kidney disorder. So they looked at all those factors, Andrew. And what they found out, this school is in the middle of the most severe vision loss in America. Owsley County, 90 miles from our front door, is the area of county of most severe vision loss in America.
Sure.
So we are here, our doctors will be providing the care. That is very different. It's so different than the other schools. Even where I had access, here our doctors have to provide the care. They are not only the doctors that the university is providing this area, but the university is going to have a major impact on the vision care in the area.
Of course, you mentioned hypertension, diabetes, kidney failure. Those are three of the big ones. 3 strikes and you're out, and those are key in Central Appalachia. Because of diet, because of whatever reasons, we've succeeded with the hat trick in those problems.
Unfortunately, yes. And will it make outstanding doctors as we train them? Yes. And all those things about training and education are wonderful, but you have to go back to the reason that it's so badly needed.
Sure.
And that's unfortunate that we should be there. But the school will change that. When you and I sit here in 4 years, we'll be talking a very different story.
I think we have already in primary care with the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, its mission providing primary care physicians to the region. And I think we've already seen improved health care in those primary care physicians throughout the region that have been graduates of CHICOM. And I think we'll see that with vision care in our region and beyond, because this is not just about Eastern Kentucky, but this is truly about all of Central Appalachia. There's a need there. And as I was reading about the Kentucky College of Optometry and the needs that were there for this college, it's not just Central Appalachia, but it expands even further. There aren't other optometry schools in the region and beyond. Talk about that.
All right. Let's talk about your whole statement, which is so accurate. My model, the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine,
Right.
in fact changed the health care ratio of doctor to patient in this whole area, and that of course is my model. I mean, Dean Boozer has created a school which consistently ranks in the top 10 in the nation.
Right.
This is not a local recognition that Boyd Boozer has over there. This is national. So that's my model. In fact, the optometry students will be trained in their basic sciences with the medical students. Now, as we begin to look at and we begin to look over the region, the impact, this school, there are no other schools in the South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia areas. So we are the school that sits in the center of areas which by definition have rural areas.
Sure.
So my mission is to serve the rural areas of Central Appalachia, all of rural Kentucky, and all of rural America. So where the university's focus right now is in making our people healthier and getting them healthier, and certainly the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine has led a great charge and created a great beachhead for us to land on in that area. But the College of Optometry will follow on in those areas, and we intend to change the region, healthcare in the region, plus give access to our outstanding education that these other states can't offer.
Dr. Andrew Boselli, our guest on this edition of Where the 99 Leads, founding dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry, newly accredited Kentucky College of Optometry, I might add. And Dr. Boselli, accreditation is there. I know it's been a process to get there. It brings an immediate smile to your face. Yeah. Construction is underway. What a tremendous plan, getting this done in such a short amount of time off the ground. What's missing now? Students. And when can we expect the first optometry students at UPUG?
You'll be expecting those first students to be walking on this campus for their first orientation in July of 2016, this upcoming summer, and they'll begin their classes in August of 2016.
That's 8 months.
8 months.
That is 8 months away. When you're talking to a potential student, what would you tell them about choosing optometry as a potential career?
I'd break that down into two parts. Why choose optometry in general? Number one, there is nothing like the satisfaction of being able to take care of a patient's immediate needs. You're seeing a patient every 20 minutes, and generally you can solve those problems, so it's tremendously rewarding. Because optometry is a profession which you can do for a long time, it's not a stressful profession. Certainly have very sick people.
Sure.
You have your emergencies. But most of the part, in my office, before I even got into education, there were days when I examined 3 generations.
Right.
The mother who I had examined, who is now the grandma of the daughter with the new baby.
Right.
So it is a very rewarding profession. Now, we're very fortunate in that the profession is expanding. So what is specifically good about this? And you have to look at the ability to provide professional education to female students. We have a profession that is ideally suited. In fact, most of our schools are now predominantly Our students are female. They come out, they are excellent doctors. Because of the way you practice optometry, you can wind your family around that also. So we offer a particular niche for the female student today. They do very well in optometry,
Sure.
and we're very blessed to have a profession that offers that. Now let's look at, well, why Kentucky Optometry? Let's go somewhere else.
Sure.
Well, because of the Kentucky Optometric Association and their concern about the ability to prepare patients on the spot to get their treatment and care, we have a bill that allows us to do not only all of the medical treatment of the eye, but it allows us to do selective laser surgery procedures, selective periocular surgical procedures. So when you come to Kentucky, you practice optometry as it's meant to be practiced.
Sure.
You practice optometry in which eventually all states will practice. But right now, Kentucky, Oklahoma, and Louisiana stand as the leaders in why you want to practice optometry, but specifically, why would you want to come to the Kentucky College of Optometry to learn those skills?
And that would give students an advantage, obviously. With Kentucky, one of only 3 states that allow optometrists to perform in-office laser procedures. Very important. How does that additional training in the use of laser give the Kentucky College of Optometry students an advantage?
You have, if you want to practice full scope optometry, there are 2 games in town.
Yes.
Oklahoma, which is the school in Oklahoma, they can use lasers, they can use periocular surgery. They largely serve the Cherokee Nation. It's another access school.
Sure.
And, or you come here. So that's it. If you want to practice full scope optometry, so it gives us an advantage. It also gives us an advantage, and then we can help the other schools, because we can do these procedures, help train their students too, so we begin to provide more primary eye care without the patient having to go off to seek it elsewhere than at their eye doctors.
Dr. Andrew Buzzelli, founding dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry at the University of Pike, our guest on this edition of Where the 99 Leads. And just as we've seen Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine physicians leave the Hill and travel back into the community and into the region, the Kentucky College of Optometry newly accredited program will be sending optometrists back into the community and into the region. You mentioned first students on campus July 2016, 8 months from now. When will we see our first optometrist leave the Kentucky College of Optometry?
That's an easy one, Andrew. 2020.
How about that?
How about that?
4-year program,
Yep.
a very intensive study for these students.
That's why when you're talking about access, you have to work hand in hand with your undergraduate school. Dr. Tom Hess, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, and we're already working hand in hand to begin to groom the students from Appalachia who might not have the role models that emphasized higher education, might not be used to the standardized test for getting by the very rigorous curriculum.
Right.
We're also I'm already having meetings with our community colleges, Big Sandy,
Sure.
to prepare them so it is a very rigorous curriculum, but the university and its foresight is always one step ahead of the game, and the university is planning for us to really give the access we say we can give.
You mentioned earlier the optometry program is based on the same model as UPike's osteopathic medical school.
Yes.
Tell us how that model works.
How that model works is extremely different, which was one of the challenges in our self-study and in getting accreditation to show the Accreditation Council that this new model will work. First of all, optometry students and medical students together. They're going to be taught together. They're going to rub shoulders together.
Sure.
They're going to understand that Appalachia and that commitment is who they are. They're not regular doctors. They're doctors that are committed to rural care.
Right.
And so they'll be taught together. Then, like your ChiCom students, we have just a small access clinic. All of our training is mainly done be done here at the hospital. We're right now in negotiations with Pikeville Medical Center to begin providing care there together with, they have a good ophthalmology staff there now, well providing care. We have also become healthcare partners with 3 local care organizations, federally qualified health centers, that being Big Sandy, that being Mountain Comprehensive Healthcare, Health Corporation, and Juniper. Now, those 3 partners have joined together with us out of Big Sandy, Ansel Lewis. Ansel, as a matter of fact, is on our staff here at the University of Pikeville. He teaches in the business school.
Sure.
Mike Cottle is an attorney and also the chief executive officer. Mike is the first in getting his lanes together. And Karen Deutsch, who's over at Juniper, they have joined with us since the beginning. So our students will not just be sitting on campus, they will be going out to these surrounding areas, learning as they take care of the people, providing the care
Sure.
where they're under the supervision of very qualified doctors, learning to do that care there. So very different model, but CHICOM shows us that it worked, and we will we've proved to our accreditation council that our model will work.
How much, I understand that there were different accreditation councils, but how much did the success of CHICOM add immediate credibility to this program getting off the ground and being successful? Their success, did it provide assistance in gaining accreditation through an established program that has been so successful?
Okay, well, I'll give you some statistics on that. When the accreditation team was here, they spent a half hour with me,
Yes.
and they spent an hour with Dean Boozer over at the medical school.
Sure.
They wanted to know everything about the model, and because they knew the model worked, it is instant credibility.
Right.
Second, I don't have any students. One of your standards, you have to meet with students, and they have to find out students getting education. So what did they do? They went to the medical school, got medical students. They went to Dean Hess, and they got students from our undergraduate program, and the council met with them and said, what do you think about this optometry school? What do you know about it? How is your education? So it was very critical. And I think when you talk about, we have something very, very unusual going on here in Pikeville. The dean of the medical school, Dr. Boozer, as the president-elect of the American Osteopathic Association.
Sure.
That is a very prestigious, hard-earned position to get. Every time he goes on a stage all over the world, and people are there and they hear University of Pikeville, Dean of Medicine, isn't that where we have the optometry school? So the medical school really has been a great help in almost providing us instant credibility.
Sure. Dr. Andrew Bazzelli, our guest on this edition of Where the 99 Leads, Vice President for Optometric Education and founding Dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry at the University of Pikeville. We've heard about CHICOM over the years, a program still less than 20 years old, the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. Now we learn CHICO,
That's right.
which is the Kentucky College of Optometry. What is the CHICO advantage?
We have 2. One which benefits the patient and one of which benefits the college. Our CHICO advantage is the fact that added to your tuition at other schools is very expensive equipment that an optometrist needs.
Sure.
It's not just a stethoscope and not just a blood pressure cuff. They require very sophisticated electronic instruments to look within the eye.
Sure.
So everybody starts on an equal playing field, and that's the University of Pikeville. They operate like that, CHICOM, undergraduate, everybody, we want no one, so we provide everything.
Wow.
We provide all of their equipment. We provide their clinic garb that they'll wear. We provide them taking the first part of their national boards. So we believe in access, costs us a lot of money,
Right.
but Pikeville has never shied away from spending money when it benefits the people of the region. Second CHICO advantage is an unwritten advantage. we happen to have administrators here who really care about the success of this program. Nobody has backed this program more than Governor Paul Patton and our chairman, Terry Dotson.
Sure.
They are intimately involved in the construction of this at all time. Governor Patton not only is looking at the College of Optometry, but many people don't know that Governor Patton was awarded the Apollo Award by the American Optometric Association. That is the award, the highest award given by the profession to individuals for public service and leadership. So our second Kyco advantage is we have administrators who really care about the school and care about what it's going to do for the people of the region.
Another unique aspect of Kyco is the student clinical experience. Tell us about the clinic model.
The clinic model is where the students, we'll have a small access clinic here, but they won't, like the other schools and colleges of optometry, they will not be educated on the school grounds, seeing a very defined population, a lot of times of just college students.
Sure.
They will be trained in the hospital, next to the nurses, next to the physicians, the medical physicians, next to the physician's assistants, next to the lab people. So they will intimately be involved in interprofessional education. They will go out to Big Sandy and all of its clinics to take care of our rural population. They will go down to Mountain Comprehensive.
Sure.
And they will go over to Juniper. So they will actually be delivering the care. It's a very different model, and they'll be delivering care in an area which has never received that care before. Very different than where the other schools are located.
Indeed. Dr. Bizzelli, every day we see the progress on the health professions building. It's very prominent in downtown Pikeville. Those that are in the area on a near daily basis see that progress. Give us a construction update.
Oh, I give you this. This is my hobby.
Yes.
The buildings.
Yes.
I love that part of it. I can give you the up-to-date update because last week was my first meeting with the construction team.
Very good.
There was no need for me to be there till they started flying steel. So here's where we are. We are on budget with the building.
Very good.
We are within 2 weeks of our completed building date. So as you see, we brought in a huge crane, disassembled in Philadelphia, carried on in over the mountains, and we're now flying steel. We will do that 16 hours a day. And so by Thanksgiving, there's going to be a marked difference in the area in the building that's there. So we're at the steel part, the footings are in, the back wall is up, and the back wall is up to there, so we're very good on the building. We've disrupted a lot. We've disrupted the businesses that are here with the parking we've taken. We've disrupted the students terribly, and they're just like, okay, it's our college, like everything else in the mountains.
Right.
If we need it, we can do it.
That's right. Let's make it happen. Students first arrive on campus July 2016.
Yes.
Completion date of the health professions building, when you anticipate being in there.
December 16th of 2016.
How about that?
Yep.
13 months from now.
Yep, we'll be doing this maybe next time. We'll be doing this from the lobby of the brand new building, including our food court.
I'll be there.
We have the food court up there.
We'll do the first broadcast from there.
Okay.
Dr. Andrew Bizzelli, founding dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry, our guest. If someone's interested, they're tuned in perhaps over the holiday weekend, and they're interested in applying to the Kentucky College of Optometry, where do they begin?
Okay, where they begin is, first of all, we have assembled a really crack student affairs and recruiting office for the College of Optometry. So they're in good hands with that. The department's under the direction of Dr. Roya Attar. Many people in optometry will know that name because in her graduating year, she was the outstanding graduate in the country in optometry.
How about that?
So yeah, so we're very blessed there. We've recently been joined by Miss Lauren Hensley, and Miss Hensley brings us a large background in leadership in corporate America. So Those two individuals have established a program where the individual can call in here, check on what the requirements are. They also have our PR department here at the university is second to none. We already have a complete website. I'd encourage anyone to go to the website. They can find everything they need on there. And in any of our departments from those two individuals. Now, in addition to that, they've been working very hard in getting us on OptomCAS. That's the Optometry College Admissions System.
Sure.
So our applications are centralized. So the first thing they want to do is they want to go online, see our requirements, see everything that's up there. Then they want to go to OptomCAS, get that application started. They'll have to have all their documents. They have to take the Optometry College Admissions Test.
Sure.
So all those things are necessary for application. And then they'll be contacted by Ms. Hensley or Dr. Attar. And because we're very particular, because we provide care to people in Appalachia, we interview every student.
Very good.
We look for whole person identification because they're going to be providing the care. We have a program in the College of Optometry which teaches personal development and human dignity, and all of the doctors have to take that because there's a difference between an optometry skill set and knowing how to do an exam
Sure.
and being a doctor. If you're a doctor, you got to know about the patient in the chair.
Sure.
You have to know who they are, have to know how they feel, you have to know what they need out of life, so you have to understand all those things. So we teach those things. In order to learn those things, we require a very specific faculty member.
Right.
We are very careful in who we recruit, make sure they're a fit for Appalachia and our culture here. And then secondarily, we interview every student before they come into the school to make sure that this is a person that can provide rural health care.
Very good. Looking forward to it. The first students on campus, July 2016, first Doctors of Optometry, 2020, and we look forward to that. Dr. Bizzelli, how many students will be part of that inaugural class?
60. And if you would ask me, well, is that a lot? That a little? That a medium? What?
Sure.
To give you an idea, some of the other schools, one school takes 180.
Right.
Another school takes 160. But I have to go back to our mission of providing care in areas that are not cared for.
Sure.
So therefore, in order to build personal development for our faculty, to be able to model what it's like to be responsible for the life and eyes of another human being, we have to stay rather small. Pikeville grants me that, I'll almost call it a luxury, 60.
Right.
So we are at 60, and we will vary a little bit from that, but we will not vary much, and we will stay smaller than most schools. So we provide a much more personalized education.
Dr. Andrew Bizzelli, founding dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry, congratulations on accreditation. I know that was an important step.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for being with us. We'll talk again soon. That next broadcast with Dr. Bizzelli may very well come from the Health Professions Building as we see construction continue there. Students on campus, July 2016. You can go to the website upike.edu and search KICO, the Kentucky College of Optometry. On behalf of Dr. Andrew Bizzelli and the University of Pikeville, I'm Andrew Joyce. You've been tuned to Where the 99 Leads, a program brought to you by the University of Pikeville, the leading university of Central Appalachia.